Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa. And over here, we love everything reality TV, baby. Okay. Guess what we are reviewing today? Guys, I have been waiting for this show to drop, and it's finally dropped. And it's up on Showmax. Real Housewives of Nairobi, baby, season 2. Guys, when I tell you it is good, I don't know. Have you guys watched it yet? If you haven't, just go watch it and then come back here, because I don't want to spoil anything for you, because there's a lot of spoilers here. We're talking about the entire episode. So let's get into it. And per usual, I want to give it a rating. Now, wow, the episode was 50 minutes long, 50. And they didn't give us any breaks. There was like a lot of catch-ups, a lot of, tying of loose ends. It was fast-paced. In as much as it was long, it was fast-paced. We didn't waste a lot of time on scenes. So I'll give kudos to production on that. The scenes were punchy. They made sense. Whatever we came to find out in those scenes, we found out and moved on to the next scene. I like that, and yeah, kudos to production on that. So based on that, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The 2 points that I will take away from it is because there are a few things that left me hanging personally. There was subliminals, something about someone called If You Know, You Know, something about information that's getting back to a former cast member, Susan. They didn't really divulge what information that is. That's Dr. C and Minne. But anyways, other than that, yeah, and also the over playing up of drama with Minne. I didn't like that too much. So those are the things that have made me take off those 2 points. But other than that, we had a good time watching it. And guys, let's get into it. So we start off the season and the episode with Dr. C moving into her new mansion. Honey, guys, her mansion is palatial. It has land, it has greenery, it's beautiful. And yeah, we see her cleaning up the place, setting up the place with the workers. And what I loved about this season? I feel like we're getting a lot of authenticity from some of the cast. Like Dr. C talking in her mother tongue, Luya, it's a tribe here in Kenya. And the ladies talking in Swahili, breaking into Swahili in between, breaking into English, mixing it up. I really, really, really liked that. Even last season, we saw a bit of that, but this time it's like they're more comfortable, It's season 2, where Nairobians, where Kenyans, we're owning it, The way in South Africa, they talk a lot of Zulu. We have to watch it with subtitles. I bet you guys down there in South Africa and other parts of Africa are watching it with subtitles, and we love it. Enjoy it. Yeah, we see Dr. C, of course, at her home, and then we see Sonal, pay her a visit. And when we left these two off, they were not on the best of terms. Though I do remember off-season at some point last year, Sonal and Dr. C did reconnect at Lisa's place of business called Lifestyle. And I did post about that on my Instagram. So it's not like they haven't been talking up until filming began. I think it was just a good opportunity for the fans to see that they're okay, they're cool. And I guess for Sonal to come back and, just close out her storyline, and because she was not returning for this season, and she needed to just, mend fences with Dr. C, who did say she would be her accountability partner. And I like that she lived up to it. We see that cute moment of Sonal re-gifting her the dress she had given her last season, and Dr. C returned it at the reunion in anger, but Dr. C said, look, I'll take your gift. We're friends. We're okay now. And yeah, they just had a cute moment. And obviously, Sonal was, open to mending things, and, obviously some, gossip was had. Yeah. yeah, the gossip was pretty much, they touched on what happened at the reunion. And Sonal was like, look, everyone was coming for me, everyone was, coming for my throat. But did you notice, and this is what Sonal is asking Dr. C, did you notice that I didn't really react? And Dr. C was like, look, that's an odd thing for someone not to react to all that. So for me, I kind of caught the undertone there, and I wondered, what did Dr. C mean by that? I'm not going to answer for her, but for me, I caught that, and I said, let me just take it and put it on the side, because there's something she's trying to mean. But at the end of the day, Sonal will be missed. A lot of the fans really, really loved her and her presence. They didn't like what happened and what was done to her at the reunion the last time the ladies were together. But she said she has other priorities and other things to take care of. We know this about Bravo, NBCU, and Real Housewives. When a housewife is leaving the show, they're allowed to say whatever they want to say. Susan, for whatever reason, chose not to come back. I posted about that. Head on over to my Instagram and TikTok and see all that. Link to those two platforms in the description box below. But Sonal, I think, she came last season with a lot of, her storyline then was about mental health awareness. And by the end of that season, I think it had taken a toll on her. I mean, she was piled on, she was attacked verbally. Minne threw tissue at her, which almost amounts to assault, but I mean, yeah. So I can understand why, someone with her sensitiveness in terms of mental health would want to take a break from such an environment. And I respect that, and we hope to see Sonal back, stronger, better, and able to take on these ladies and handle it. Yeah, then we see Minne. Minne is at home, and she's paid a visit by the newbie, Zenna. Zenna is gorgeous, stunning beauty. I mean, girl, bowdy, outy too. So Zenna pays Minne a visit. We get to see that they are not new friends. They met about 6 years ago. That's what Minne says. And Zenna is introduced to us. She's a mother of two, a 23-year-old and a 7-year-old. She's single. She's dating, but not willing to speak on whoever that is, because she said she's in a situationship, and the person or people she's dating have to step up and claim her. And as a lady, I co-sign that. Her older son, I think, is an artist or a producer, because we see her visit him at the studio. She's also an entrepreneur. She's a partnership at an aesthetic clinic, and she has a shop that sells skincare. So yeah, she said she's an entrepreneur, and we see her sit down with Minne at Minne's home, and Minne is pretty much just telling her, about the ladies, like, you should meet Vera. You're gonna, get to meet Vera soon when she's back, and you're gonna also meet Dr. C. Dr. C, don't trust her. She's the kind of person who takes ammunition and uses it, and yeah, Minne is clearly not feeling Dr. C. So when she does tell, Zenna about the ladies and Dr. C, I don't like the fact that she's already painting Dr. C as a negative personality to Zenna, because Zenna is going to come into it obviously with preconceived notions. I tend to not be too okay with that. But then again, Minne wants, her people by her side. She wants Zenna by her side. She wants Vera by her side. And whatever opinion she has of someone, she's going to tell them about it and want them to basically have the same opinion of this person. I'm wondering why Minne is so hell-bent on not liking Dr. C this season. I mean, when they left off last season, a lot had transpired at the reunion, but I mean, we'll get to it in during this episode, because we kind of get to know why Minne is not feeling Dr. C, but Dr. C also at the same time doesn't trust Minne. They have this frenemy kind of thing going on, but anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, so pretty much that's the scene. They're joined by Minnie's daughter, who's so cute, Simone, and of course Zenna gives her gift, and the scene wraps there. Yes, the next scene we see Minne with her husband and her daughter. They take her daughter for like a gymnastic class at a club, private club, and of course, while her daughter is with the trainer and participating in the activity, Minne takes the opportunity to sit down with her hubby, and they discuss, of course, the ladies, the state of their relationships. And you know, I like these moments where we see the husbands and their opinions. And Minne's husband Charles is not short of an opinion, okay? He is he's vocal about, yeah, he's not short of an opinion. He's able to tell his wife when she's wrong. And I mean, I loved when Minne was like, look, I'm not problematic, you know, you have to come for me to. And he was like, he clocked his wife like, girl, stop, I know you, we are not gonna do that right now. And yeah, so basically, I like that she also listens to his counsel. She listens to him, and she's willing to, you know, take his guidance as a wife. That's admirable. I mean, it's a nice thing to see. And of course, they talk about, you know, their IVF journey. We know last season, Minne opened up about a miscarriage. And you know what? I want to take this time to just encourage Minne and any other lady who's gone through this difficult situation to just take heart and be strong, because, you know, there's a lot of women out here who have fertility issues and struggle to conceive, and they really want to have babies. So I could see, you know, Minne get emotional about that when they were having that conversation with her husband. And as we know right now, she is pregnant. So congratulations to them both, to Minne and to Charles. And yeah, I mean, IVF is a hectic undertaking, very expensive as well. So if that's what they had to go through to get where they are, I mean, I'm happy for them then now. Yeah, so that conversation was emotional, it was intense. Yes, then we see the scene where Dr. C meets up with Farah. Farah is also a newbie, season 2 newbie. Farah is gorgeous, girls. She is stunning. She has a body, yaddy. She's a fitness pro, competitive athlete in weightlifting and, you know, bodybuilding. And she's in corporate affairs. Sorry guys, I might be getting it wrong, but she's a boss lady in the corporate world, and she's also into fitness, and she also has she owns a gym. And yeah, she said she's Kenyan and Canadian, stunning lady. I met her. She's such a nice lady, honestly, really cool. She's a good energy. She's got a good vibe to her. So yeah, they meet up with Dr. C, and we see, I know Dr. C is also very interesting. She's the kind of person who will take an opportunity when it presents itself. Like, she was very clear about coming into season 1, she was coming to launch her wine. And coming into season 2, she has an agenda. And part of her meeting with Farah was she said she wants to get board membership, board appointments. That means sitting on boards of different corporate companies. And I guess Farah being in that space would be a good match, a good person to know and connect her to such positions and opportunities. Yeah, but you see Farah kind of shades Dr. C for arriving late. And you know, she's, I guess, a stickler for time. She's kind of giving me Lisa vibes. I think she's the one who's going to be the timekeeper this season. I guess from her, living in Canada and abroad, we are Kenyan timers, my dear. You'll have to kind of get used to that Kenyan timing situation, especially at events with these ladies. Oh, look out for Vera. But anyway, Dr. C, she shades her for coming late, and she talks about, if it was an interview situation. And clearly it feels like in this situation, Farah was kind of like interviewing Dr. C for a certain, I don't know, I guess maybe they had talked prior and Dr. C had intimated what she wanted and why she was meeting her, and her coming late was like, you're coming late to meet me and yet you kind of need me, kind of thing. But anyway, she didn't make a big deal out of it when they were face to face with Dr. C, and they seemed to get along okay. Dr. C invited her for her upcoming event, Hats and Hearts. I'll give her that. It was creative. It was a creative name for the event. Yeah, so we see Dr. C meet up with Minne. These two just, I don't know, it's like, it's like one of those situations where it's very delicate. Everyone is coming into it with defensive and wary of the other. And we can clearly see this even in the confessionals. Like, Minne is like, oh, this lady I don't trust. She's an animal. She's got a loud mouth. And of course, Dr. C is like, Minne always has something up her sleeve. You have to just watch out for her. And they sit down and, there was a scene where Minne talked about Dr. C with Vera. Vera was abroad, then they were doing a video call. And, she's telling her, look, I don't trust Dr. C. She said, I don't trust her. And she asks Vera, should I confront her about my issues? And Vera's like, yeah, go ahead, talk to her. So when they sit in this scene, we're like, I thought it would be a hot sparks flying and, Minne coming in like, yo, Dr. C, I'm not feeling you. Like the things you did, the things you said. That's what I thought it would be. But they were kind of, just cool-headed, cordial, playing cool, playing nice. So they get to talking, and of course, Minne is, just talking to her about, Sonal and how she feels bad about how things went at the reunion. And yeah, she wants to meet with Sonal and apologize. But they also talk about a recording. Now, guys, this recording, I have a lot to say about it. First, when a recording like this is played, when it's a third party playing the recording, listening to it, you could hear Susan's voice was clearer than Sonal's, meaning Susan was the one recording her conversation with Sonal. Okay? That's the one thing I picked about that. Second thing I picked about that recording is that Susan and Sonal were good. I don't know why she decided to record her, but these ladies are always standing on guard, always, like, I'm gonna use this if things don't pan out well. I guess it was just one of those things that Susan was keeping in her back pocket. And when things obviously went south between her and Sonal, she shared the recording with who? Dr. C. Dr. C, who wants to keep her hands clean and didn't want to be the one to come for Sonal outrightly, gave it to Minne, because at that time Dr. C and Minne were cool. Now, Minne obviously shared it with Vera or played it for Vera or whatever, and the two came to the reunion and used it as ammunition against Sonal. Now you can see in this scene, Dr. C is like, we were both used in this situation. And I can see what she means by that. It's like she's saying Susan used us both to use that ammunition against Sonal. And these two ladies are back cool with Sonal. They're good with Sonal. They've Minne wants to mend fences with Sonal. And Dr. C has mended fences with Sonal. Now I feel the reason why Minne doesn't trust Dr. C that much is because when the recording came to be and when they they talked about the recording. And I suppose, I don't know if this was discussed at the reunion. It didn't make the cut on screen. However, Minne is talking about the fact that Dr. C is backpedaling and saying, oh no, Sonal got $4,000, but just for sitting and having coffee with this said gentleman. But the recording does not say that. The recording actually says that Sonal is now talking to Susan and saying Dr. C called her and said she has photos and videos of evidence of where Sonal was at that weekend with that said man, and that she has evidence that that Sonal was given $4,000 for being with that man. And I say being with that man, read between the lines, guys. Yes, and in that recording, Sonal kind of confirms it by saying, and Susan, you and I are the only ones who know where or what really happened or where I really was, or that whole story. You and I are the only ones who know the real, that I was with that guy. So, fine, in as much as there's all these layers and movement and whatnot about the recording, it doesn't look really good on Sonal and, those implications of her being with a guy for $4,000. That's all I'll say on that. Yes, then we get to Dr. C's event, and the ladies arrive. Of course, Farah and Lisa arrive on time, and Dr. C is not there. Yeah, they'll get used to it. That's just what it is with these people. Yeah, so Dr. C arrives shortly after them. Okay, according to the way the scenes were edited, it looked like shortly after, but I don't know how long the ladies, Lisa and Farah, had been there waiting. And yeah, Dr. C greets them and they go for massages, her and Farah. I guess Lisa also got a massage, but we didn't get to see her, only because I guess she's not a main cast this season. But yeah, we see Dr. C and Farah in their spa massage room, and they're catching up and they're getting to know each other further. And Dr. C asks her, hi, so Dr. Farah, so I heard you have kids, how old are they? And Farah is like, nope, I don't have any kids. And when we got to meet Farah, Farah says she was married, she was in a relationship which ended, and when that ended, she froze her eggs, which are, I guess, she said in the US. Now that she's 50, will she maybe get a surrogate to have those kids? Probably, because after 50, it's really high risk to carry a pregnancy. But yeah, she's single, as she said, and she's open to Dr. C getting her a partner, because Dr. C is open about being a matchmaker. And yeah, I think even when the last season ended, that's what she wanted to do for Susan, and now she's willing to do that for Farah. So let's see how that goes. So the ladies finish their massages. Minne and her guest Zenna arrive looking good, dressed to the nines. Now Minne, girl, this is where I'm gonna be like a bit shady, girl. Over here you look thickums, girl, like there's a pudge of the little bump showing. There's, the booty is looking thicker, the boobs are looking bigger. I mean, girl, this is not how you looked last season. Minne was a bit, slim, thickish, kinda, but now she's thickums. She looks good, I have to say. She looks good, she's glowing. Now, what I was not sure about was whether she was drinking, because this event was like gin tasting. Dr. C had her Prosecco there. I mean, I feel like, and this Farah said it actually at the end of the episode, she was like, all this chaos, because it was chaotic, was overshadowed the event, which was the gin. I mean, we didn't even get to know what gin it is. Nobody came and talked about, this gin is made from, this kind of fruits and flowers or whatever, botanics. Prosecco was there. Last season, Dr. C only had a rosé, a red, and a white. Now there's a Prosecco. We don't even know much about these two brands. I mean, yeah, I don't know if Dr. C will have another event to kind of talk about it further, or talk about it on her social medias now that we have seen the episode. But yeah, it was overshadowed by a lot. And yeah, so the ladies go and they sit down together and for a meal, I guess, after everything. And this is now where it gets a bit dicey. Dr. C was really gunning for Zenna. I mean, I felt like it was a lot. Like asking someone, what did she ask her? She said, "What's your claim to fame? What is your claim to fame?" When someone asks you that, does it mean, okay, I get the statement is like, tell us about yourself. Then she could have just said that, right? But what's your claim to fame was kind of loaded, if you ask me, in a situation where we are all trying to get to know each other. And even Farah was like, it's getting a bit confrontational for no reason. And Dr. C was asking and asking the same question over and over. I mean, she's not answering you. Let it go. Let the mouse go. Let the mouse go. But the thing about Zenna was like, no, you're not gonna keep doing that. And Zenna was like, and you know, Dr. C kept saying, this is my table, you're at my table. And Zenna was like, fine, come to my table and I'll tell you about me. And that was commendable. She stood her ground, she said her piece. She was not gonna be bullied by Dr. C. Well, do I not call it bullying? It was more like badgering, if you ask me. She was pushing and pushing. Yeah, it wasn't cute. And even Minne tried to step in. I was like, Dr. C, do you want to ask that question differently? Dr. C was like, no, I just asked, what do you know, what's your claim to fame? So let me just backtrack just a little bit. Look, when Dr. C met Zenna, they were at the garden at the spa, right? And Zenna is like, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Zenna. And Dr. C is like, I think I know you. And Zenna is like confused because she's like, they've never met, right? Anyways, Dr. C insinuates and says, I am a library. I'll tell you where I know you from. That's already makes someone go like, sitting on ready, kind of like antennas up, right? So even I would be like taken aback. I've never met this lady. Okay, I'd like to know where you know me from then. And then now you proceed to ask me, like, what's your claim to fame? Look, guys, I don't know if you guys do your research, but me being a blogger, I did my research, and Zenna does have a controversial past. These allegations that are tied to her are not solid. They didn't stick. I mean, nothing came of it, but they're allegations all the same. Could this be what Dr. C wanted her to come out with and say? I don't know, but it seemed a bit messy. And look, Minne has already warned Zenna about, Dr. C, right? But coming into this scene and meeting Dr. C, Zenna already is like, okay, probably Zenna was thinking, I'll give her a fair chance. I'm not going to judge her just because Minne is not feeling her. I'm going to get to know her on my own. Probably that's what Zenna was thinking. But now, the way things went, that has already been undone. I mean, because even I'd be like, okay, what do you want me to say? What kind of answers are you looking for from me? Is there something you know about me that you want me to say? Like, that's what it felt like, to be honest. But those are just my thoughts. But that event was chaotic. So obviously that's that, and the ladies move on, and we see I think Dr. C proposing a toast, and Minne is holding up a glass of water, and Dr. C is like, and she's like, I'm hydrating, and Dr. C is like, yeah, but haven't you drank a lot of Prosecco? And Minne is like, no, I only drank half a glass. And Dr. C proceeds to say, yeah, I mean, half a glass is what's recommended for your condition. And Minnie is like, what condition? And that's where I was like, Minnie, we know your preggers already. We can see your preggers, but obviously you don't want to talk about it. And Dr. C was about to spill all the beans, and you stopped her in her tracks by saying, what condition? And we can see even in the confessionals, Dr. C is like, condition? What condition? Like, she was almost like, oops, I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say. To me, it feels like maybe I think Minne wants to host an event to announce her pregnancy or something of the sorts. Because even off season, we had caught wind of the fact that she's pregnant, but she kept hiding it from the public, hiding it from everyone until she finally announced it. But yeah, I guess she wants to do it herself, and Dr. C was almost letting the cat out of the bag, honey. I guess that's why maybe Minne keeps calling her mouth big in the confessionals. Yeah, and then obviously they're saved by the bell, by the rain. Literally, the rain starts pouring and they have to move inside. And now inside is where stuff goes down. The host, the MC, I don't know, he's called Amos or something, asked a question. For the love of me right now, I can't remember what he asked. But it led to Lisa kind of talking about, it started with Dr. C saying, he asked, who among these ladies would you trust or live for, I don't know how many hours, is it 24 hours with your husband? And Dr. C was like, look, I can confidently leave any of them because, my husband likes my small, tight ass cheeks. I guess that's what she meant, by saying that his fingers should fit a bum her size. And okay, that's cute, that's cool, to each their own. And then obviously shading him by saying, how small are his hands? Meaning she has a small bum. Wow. But anyways, and then Lisa chimes in and is like, look, Kenyan men are into polygamy. I mean, which was not a lie, to be honest. Our constitution does allow for polygamy, so it's not a thing that is an anomaly or untrue. But my gosh, Minne was sitting on ready to pounce on Lisa. To me, it's like she didn't know that Lisa is not coming back for season 2, because Lisa was just making a cameo as a friend of the show. But the way Minne came for her, it's like she was ready to eat her alive. Lisa didn't ask or talk about Minne's husband, but Minne was like, look, you're not going to talk about my husband like that. Mines is mines. I stand for mines, and don't disrespect mines. And Lisa is like, I don't care about your husband. I'm not talking about your husband. I'm just talking about Kenyan men. And Minne is getting riled up, and she stands up and is very like in her face. And I'm like, girl, you are pregnant. You need to chill out. But of course, I think she knows Lisa is harmless, and Lisa won't try to, come for her or whatever. And she gets handsy and splashes the water on Lisa, which lands on Farah and the lady on Lisa's other side. Girl, I feel like Minne, you are doing the most. You are doing too much. We don't need you to, do all that to be relevant. Like, girl, you've earned your position on this show. You've earned your seat at this table. You've earned your spot on this cast. Rest, baby, rest, because right now you're doing the most and it's not looking that cute on you. Almost, I think even at the end when they were smashing the glasses, she said she's smashing racism. I know she did claim that Lisa was racist last season in her, press runs, in the reunion. So honestly, I'm not saying that Lisa is racist or not racist, but the moment and the whole discussion about polygamy and Kenyan men did not call for that reaction and did not come off racist. Okay? Zenna even was like, look, I am Muslim. I mean, based on my religion and my culture, we are allowed to be polygamous. But for me, I would like to be the second and the last if I was to get into such a relationship. And I respect her for that. She was a bit shocked by Minne's reaction. And what perturbed me even more is the fact that nobody called Minne out for her behavior. There's a scene I've missed. Before that, Minne and Dr. C sat down. Minne pulled Dr. C aside and told her, hey, I want to talk to you. And Minne tells Dr. C, look, there's information that is getting back to Susan, and Sonal told me the same. And Dr. C is like, no, it can't be me. It cannot be me because I blocked Susan 3 weeks ago. This information that went back to her 2 days ago has nothing to do with me. Whatever that information is, we don't know. Whatever the case, Dr. C was not, by the time the last season wrapped, she was not enemies with Susan. So if she's taking back information to Susan, we don't know. But what is clear is, Minne is not trusting Dr. C. And Minne's shade is always like, oh, your bum this, oh, your lips this, oh, your face this. Honestly, I feel like it's not the worst kind of shade, guys. I know people want to call it body shaming, but what else do you want her to do? Do you want her to shade your husband, shade your kid, shade your business? No. So it's what it is. I mean, that's how they roll in this reality TV streets. So if you have a soft inside and you're a softie, don't sign up for such a show. That's all I'll say on that. So the event comes to an end, and we see the ladies smashing away their, the things they want to close or problems they have, smash them, and we see what do I want to say in this moment. Zenna calls out the fact that event was just about hearts but no heart, and because it was chaos. They did a wine gin, they tested the gin at the very end. We didn't even get to know the name of the gin, like I said before, that event really didn't explain much about the new brands of Dr. C, which I believe was the reason she was having the event in the first place. Or maybe not, maybe we'll get to see more in the season, who knows. But Farah was like, everything, all that was overshadowed by the drama. But let me say this, guys, now, as in closing, because my review has been a bit long-winded. I wanted to talk about everything. I was looking forward to this season, and I'm looking forward to the season ahead. I mean, from the upcoming promo coming up this season, a lot is gonna happen. The ladies got emotional, a breakdown. You can see a lot of sad, happy moments, drama, of course, between Zenna and Dr. C coming up, and Dr. C talking about bang, 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 bang. Could that be about the allegations that are tied to Zenna and her past? Those allegations, because all that is alleged. Nothing really came up to be of it. It happened years ago as well. Yeah, guys, that's my review for this episode 1, and hopefully we'll do these reviews with my friend down in South Africa, Mbui. Today we couldn't get it together, but let's see. But also we'll still do a lot of collabs. Look out for us on our other platforms, on IG, on TikTok. We'll be doing a lot of collabs there as well. Check out my links in my bio for my other platforms, my TikTok, my Instagram, and follow me there, because I do reaction reels and reaction posts as well. Guys, that's it for me. Enjoy my review. I know it's long, but it's fun, because over here we love everything reality TV. Okay, bye.